Hey there, Mount Olive family. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Matthew Hubbard. You probably know my wife, Sam. She grew up through the church and with a lot of you guys and girls. And my father-in-law, Jeff, rocks the drums for us every Sunday. This is my first devotional video. Brother Andrew reached out to me today to see if I could put something together to share with you guys, and I'm honored to do that. I'm not from Wise County originally, so I'm still getting to know a lot of the people at the church, but I'm honored to be a member of the Mount Olive family. And I just, especially this morning, but every single day, I find it just amazing how God works in our lives. I've struggled with humility in the past, and I've been praying really hard for God to help me through that, for me to humble myself, not only to Him, but to the people that I interact with on a daily basis. And so Pastor TJ's message on humility this morning really spoke to me and really moved me to do better with that and completely humble myself to God's calling in my life and to everyone that I come into contact with. And so at my job, I'm a police officer. I see people at their worst. If they're having to call 911, they're having a bad day. And I see bad living conditions, bad decisions made, fights with family, fights with neighbors, you name it. People just making a choice that they typically wouldn't make, but something has drove them to doing that. And I found myself in the past judging people when I shouldn't be. I probably looked very similar to my family and friends and people that I came into contact with in my walk of life when I was walking a life of sin. That why are you doing this? What brought you here? Why are you that way? So I've tried real hard here lately to put myself in their shoes and be the person that they expected to show up and help them when they called 911. And so the message this morning about humility really, really moves me. And thing I took from Luke chapter 18:14 was, "For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted." And Merriam-Webster defines humility as freedom from pride or arrogance. It also defines exalted as elevated in rank, power, or character. Christ is a true only example of complete and utter humility. He took on a form like you and I, left everything in the glory of heaven to come to this earth to die a death that was meant for me and you. And to take on that death, it's unfathomable sometimes to understand that amount of love. And so I know personally that I need to humble myself before my fellow man, because Jesus tells us that we are to love the Lord thy God with all our heart, all our body, all our mind, and our soul. But if you pay attention really closely, after that, he says that the second greatest commandment is to love thy neighbor as thyself. And so we can humble ourselves before God, but we also have to humble ourselves to our fellow man. And, reading the Bible, I'm growing in my faith daily. But Philippians chapter 2, starting verse 3, really, spoke to me, where it says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Let not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took him upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross." So think on that this week and the days ahead, that even Christ humbled himself to serve his fellow man. You'll never find a more humble man in anything you ever read, anything that you ever watch. Christ is the true epitome of humility, and we are to be Christ-like in every aspect of our lives. You know, the Bible tells us that Christ is the head of the church, and we are the body. We are the church. We're the body of the church. And for some people, we are the only church that they'll ever see, they'll ever come across. We are the only church that they'll see. So be humble today. Be humble before God. Be humble before your fellow man. Pray for each other. Love each other. And bless each other in everything that you do. And have a good week.